Now that we're smack dab in the middle of election season, as the midterms are coming up in November, we're seeing a lot of shilling going on. A lot of black publications are starting to dust off some old articles, like this one featuring that of Representative James Clyburn from South Carolina. Now, he wrote a book called The First Eight, which depicted the story of 8 congressmen from South Carolina right after slavery during the Reconstruction era. Now, he also talks about how he would, finally get into Congress from South Carolina as a black man almost a century later, right? Now, he goes on to say that some Republicans from his state told him that they, basically wanted to reinstitute Jim Crow and, maybe a little slavery, right? And he also believes that that could be a possibility with the way the Supreme Court is going, because, a lot of people say that it's ruling in Trump's favor. I don't know about nowadays, but that's the speculation, right? Also with Project 2025 and just some other things, right? Some white supremacists, as he's saying, are wanting to go back to the glory days. And I'm like, okay, you know what? Here we go again. Here we go again with the fear tactics. And I always ask, well, who would allow somebody to put them back on the plantation? And did Jim Crow ever go anywhere? I don't know, maybe it's subdued where we don't see people running around with hoods anymore, right? On horses with burning crosses and all that other stuff. Yeah, they not doing that. But, did Jim Crow go away? Some would argue, especially as Black Americans, the police department is an extension of Jim Crow, which it is, right? That has come from the KKK, right? The patty rollers, the slave patrol. So, did Jim Crow ever leave? And my thing is this, especially to the Democrats, what are you going to do about it? What have you been trying to do about it, right? Because especially now the talking points are guilting, or they're trying to anyway, guilt Black Americans into voting for the Democrats. Or the other talking point is, well, if y'all would just work hard enough, if you would just vote for the right people, it's like, my goodness. Black Americans, especially black voters, we vote for the Democrats more than any other group of people. Like, how much more voting do we need to do? Do you want 100%? Because depending on which election you're talking about, if you're thinking about somebody like Barack Obama, he got like 98% of the black votes. So I think that's close to 100. So what else do you want from us, right? But I think you would have more black people, especially Black Americans, vote for the Democrats if we have a reason to do that. We've been asking for reparations and a whole host of other things, and we're told, well, I don't think you're going to get it. Stop asking for that and all this other stuff. But yet we vote for the Democrats and they go help everybody else, absolve themselves of Jim Crow-esque activities like ICE. Right? We see the Democrats, black, whatever color they are, race they are rather, they fight for illegal immigrants and trying to defund ICE, get rid of ICE and all this other stuff. But yet, what about us? Right? Black folks in America are still being terrorized by the police and anybody else who wants to terrorize us. But he talking about what MAGA's going to do. Again, what's the Democrats going to do to keep us from the plantation? I haven't heard them talk about that. In fact, I haven't heard any Democrats talk about, since MAGA might want y'all to be on the plantation, this is our plan. We've only heard plans about helping illegal immigrants. That's all we've heard. So again, you're trying to guilt us to do what? And again, James Clyburn is running for another term. He's 85 years old. He's been there since the 90s, and I guess he want to be in there until he's 90. I don't know, right? But so, what are you doing to stop us from going from the plantation or going to the plantation? What's the plan, man? Let us know. So anyway, y'all let me know what you think of that. And for more insightful commentary, please subscribe to this channel and my channel, The Demetra Kaye Show, here on YouTube. Peace.